Nityanandam everyone, I'm Manitya Maha Abhuta Charitrananda, and today I'd like to share with everyone on how I manifested PSM3 Season 2's program fee. So I didn't believe that the program was actually going to happen on 15th August till it actually happened. On day 2 of the program, I realized that hey, Season 2 is actually completely different from Season 1. So then I really wanted, I had an intense desire to manifest the full 21 days of the program, as I didn't want to miss anything that Swamiji is going to offer us, especially after the pause, after he came out from the Samadhi. So then I quickly went to amass funds, but even so, I was only able to amass 11 days of the funds. On day 2 of the program, I was very inspired by the story on how Swamiji did not eat nor drink anything except water till Ganesha accepted his prasada. So I decided to just do the same. I decided not to eat, not drink anything except water till I managed to manifest the program fee. So then slowly I managed to manifest a way, I managed to find a way on how to pay using credit cards. So I was able to pay once the statement arrived, basically. So I was very happy. I thought I manifested. Till when I tried to make payment, I realized that for this program, there was strictly to be no credit card loan, even if you are able to pay once the statement arrives. So I was actually very down at first, but quickly I recovered and I really wanted to think of other ways to manifest. And it was very magical because all the things that happened on that day in my life seemed to point to the same direction. So in the morning, I had a lesson because I'm a tutor, and somehow my student started sharing about her incompletion with her mother. It's very unusual because she's never shared so in depth before. And from her, I saw that she was a reflection of me. Although over the years I completed with my parents by quite a significant amount, but there was just this bit that I clutched onto. I just refused to let go of it, and I was just holding a grudge against them. So I saw this point from my students, and then in some turn of events, I heard from some devotees about how they managed to manifest the previous program's fees via completion with their parents. So then when I thought about this method, I thought that it was impossible because my parents, they actually just recovered from COVID, and just last month I borrowed some money from them. So I think that it's not possible for me to loan any money from them anymore. And so I was actually feeling quite down. So on that day of the program, after the darshan and initiation from Swamiji, and I also did some completion with my parents on my own, and the next day I suddenly felt that, hey, maybe we can try that. Maybe it's not so difficult to lend money from my parents after all. So I decided to try it. So after I made the decision to try it, I got the next shock of my life. I realized that I misinterpreted. This season, we are not allowed to take any loan from anyone, including parents. So meaning that if I were to manifest, my parents had to be willing to sponsor me for the program. And that I immediately thought was impossible. It was mission impossible. But I really wanted to attend the program. So by some turn of events, it's just so magical. I really thank Swamiji for supporting me all the way. I know that it's him that's really supporting me. That's why all these things just played out in my life. It's really his lila. So a devotee that I know of, but actually before that we didn't really talk very in depth. So she suddenly had a video call with me, and she was telling me about how she managed to manifest through completion with her parents, and she went in depth about the whole event. And I realized that there was something that she said that struck me. Number one was, if you are consciously trying to avoid your parents as a way of manifestation, then it is a clear sign that something is wrong. I mean, your parents, they are the closest people in our lives, right? So, I mean, it's okay if they want to sponsor, then that's great. If they don't want to sponsor, then it's okay. But if you're consciously avoiding asking them, then something is wrong. So to be honest, at that point, I didn't completely admit to myself that I had this incompletion with my parents. I keep trying to sugarcoat my problems. I feel that, nah, it's actually not so bad. Right, so that made me realize that, okay, this is really the way that I have to break through in order to manifest my program fee. And I felt that she gave me the confidence that I can do it. And also, on that day, before the call, I also saw that I still had my root pattern of feeling that I'm alone in this world. I felt that I'm not supported. So that's why I felt like I'm not supported by my husband, I'm not supported by my parents. So that's why I didn't want to loan money, because I didn't feel that they would support me. So upon finishing the call, my parents, my mother specifically, came to my house. And upon seeing her, I mean, I still didn't know how I was going to open my mouth and ask, but I was really driven by the desire to attend the program. So once I saw her, I started just crying and crying and crying, because I didn't know what to say. So then my mother asked me, what happened to you? Are you too tired? Because she know that I was doing the program. Then I said, no, I'm not tired. You look at me. I actually look okay, considering that I never sleep much for the past few days. But I don't have money. It was really, I felt so much desperation when I said that. I had no money, but I really, really wanted to attend the program. And upon hearing that, to my surprise, my mother just said that, we'll give you. I was like, wow. Because I felt like my mother, although they are generally quite supportive, but they also felt that it's a bit too extreme, because after all, I just attended season 1 a few months ago. So I felt, wow. And then, but of course, my mother started thinking about it. She said, but you know, you just attended season 1 a few months ago. I said, yes, but it's completely different. And Swamiji really helped me a lot in my life. My whole life has changed. I feel like I came out of this darkness, and I felt like in terms of career, in terms of relationship, everything shifted after the first program. So I really want to attend this program again. And after hearing that, my mother agreed. And at that moment, my father called, because he was waiting for my mother downstairs. So then he asked, how come you're taking so long? And my mother said, oh yeah, so she explained the situation to him. And guess what? My father also said, oh, she has no money, okay, can just give her money. And I was so happy. I managed to manifest it. I didn't think that it was so simple. I felt like all these fears, all my fears, is actually much bigger. I thought they appeared much bigger than they actually are. Actually, on the day when I realized that I had this incompletion, I was holding on to this grudge to my parents, I already started trying to uncludge, let go of it. And in the end, I managed to manifest and complete with my parents. And I felt, after that happened, that completion happened, I felt my heart was so much lighter. My entire being is very light, and I felt like my heart chakra feels like it's completely unblocked. And after that, I realized that my parents really love me and support me. So my root pattern of feeling unsupported really cannot be sustained anymore, because through this incident, I saw how much they love and support me regardless of their own opinion on it. And during that day, when we were doing yoga, I also realized that there's a huge difference. My yoga asanas are much more stronger and more steady than they were. I guess because of the completion. So thank you so much. I really thank Swamiji. I really thank my parents, and as well as Sangha, for all the help to help me to complete. And I'm glad that I didn't escape anymore. Thank you. Nityanandam.